Hi, and welcome to Jamie deRoy and Friends. We have such exciting news to share with you. I thought we'd start off up at Lincoln Center with the much-anticipated play by Robert Schenken, The Great Society, starring Brian Cox as LBJ. It's directed by Bill Rausch. The cast is stellar and includes Mark Kudish, Richard Thomas, Grantham Coleman, Bryce Pinkham, Gordon Clapp, and Frank Wood. It's now in previews, opens October 1st, and runs only for a limited time through November 30th. Here is a look at the actors while they're in rehearsal.
We're in our second week of rehearsal for The Great Society at Lincoln Center, starring Brian Cox, and I just couldn't be happier.
The Great Society is about Lyndon B. Johnson's last term, as president, and him making the choice not to run again.
It really does give a sense of the difficulty of that time and that period, and this man trying to get through these things which were so vital to him: voting rights, civil rights, Medicare, Medicaid, and he did it. He did it all.
The idea that we should have civil rights and voting rights wasn't supported en masse by America, and that LBJ had the forethought that this was the thing that we had to do and must do to be a greater society.
We think about it as like one person, but it's really a multitude of people working very hard, pushing for their initiatives.
When you look at how impossible so much of this stuff looked like, that we now take for granted, what the odds were against accomplishing all of these things, how impossible it looked, but how much of it actually got done.
It's extraordinary to be able to tell a story that is so profound historically and also so relevant at the same time.
What kind of country do we want? Who are we as Americans? What does it mean to say, I'm an American? That's what we're fighting about.
Over at the Court Theater, playing through January 4th only, is Darren Brown Secret. I saw it the other night. It is mind-blowing and it's mind-reading. It is written by Darren and his co-writers Andy Nyman and Andrew O'Connell, who also co-directed the show. A brilliant revival of Harold Pinter's Betrayal is playing for a very limited run. It stars Tom Hiddleston, Charlie Cox, and Zoe Ashton. It's playing only through December 8th at the Bernard Jacobs Theater. Betrayal is directed by Jamie Lloyd. Fern Hill, written by Michael Tucker, who you probably know as an actor, is playing now at 59E59, and it's terrific. It's directed by Nadia Tass, and it stars Mark Blum, Jill Eikenberry, John Glover, Marklyn Baker, Jody Long, and Ellen Parker. Just recently, the American Songbook Association presented To Life, honoring Sheldon Harnick, who got the Lifetime Achievement Award. It was an evening filled with songs of Sheldon Harnick and Jerry Bach. They won Tony Awards for Fiorello and Fiddler on the Roof, in addition to a Lifetime Achievement Award and a special Tony Award just recently. Sheldon is still going strong at 95. Well, he had the best speech the other night, and we thought we'd share it with you tonight.
I came to New York from Chicago in 1950 to see whether I could make a living as a musical theater lyricist. I managed to place several songs in a few revues, starting with New Faces of 1952. One of the performers I worked with in those days became a good friend, Charlotte Ray. Charlotte loaned me her recording of Finian's Rainbow, and that changed my life. Until then, I wasn't sure what my livelihood was going to be, but when I heard Yip Harburg's lyrics for Finian's, it confirmed my dream of being a musical theater lyricist. Charlotte called me one day. She was working at the Village Vanguard, and someone had arranged for Yip Harburg to see her act. She said if I wanted to meet him, now was the time. I met Yip and asked if I could play my songs for him. A few days later, I went to his apartment and presented my work. He was quite encouraging. In fact, he sent me a note which I treasure. It said, "Dear Sheldon, things will go well for you if you keep whanging that lyre." Well, I've been whanging that lyre for almost 70 years now, and things have gone well for me. That's why I'm standing here tonight. Thank you.
And now for our cabaret roundup. At Feinstein's, 54 Below is always filled with incredible talent. From September 30th through October 2nd is Lucy Arnez. Her show is called I Got the Job, Songs from My Musical Past, and her musical director is our musical director, Ron Abel. Betsy Wolfe, who recently starred in Waitress on Broadway, will be bringing her show to Feinstein's 54 Below for 2 nights only, the 4th and the 5th of October. Chita Rivera brings her show back to Feinstein's 54 Below from October 8th through the 16th. Chita is always such an incredible performer. You're not going to want to miss this show. The princesses are giving a party and you're invited. It's the Broadway Princess Party on October 7th at Feinstein's 54 Below. The cast includes princesses from Broadway, like Laura Osnes from Cinderella, and Krista Rodriguez, who we recently saw on stage in the park in Hercules. Marilyn May, Blame It On My Youth, brings her show to the club from October 17th through the 26th. She is going so strong. You can't believe this woman has already seen her 90th birthday. Here's a look at the incredible Marilyn May.
It's a lazy afternoon, and the beetle bugs are zooming, and the tulip trees are blooming, and there's not another human in view but us two. It's a lazy afternoon, and the farmer leaves his reaping, in the meadow cows are sleeping, and the speckled trout stop leaping upstream as we dream. A fat pink cloud hangs over the hill, unfolding love like a rose. If you hold my hand and sit real still, you can hear the grass as it grows. It's a hazy afternoon, and I know a place that's quiet, except for daisies running riot, and there's no one passing by it to see. Come spend this lazy afternoon with me. Bye-bye, country boy. You've been a joy, a shiny toy. Glad we played your county fair. Glad you came to see me there. I sang my song, looked right at you. You came backstage like I knew you do. It's a doggone shame our week is through. Bye-bye, country boy. Sweet shy country boy. Bye-bye, country boy. In Sunday clothes you brought a rose. Loved our hot rod moonlight spins, sleepy roomy country inns. Your boyish sins, my worldly ways, happy laughing picnic days. You're a joy, a shiny toy, country boy, sweet shy country boy. Bye-bye, country boy. It's time to go, it's closing show. You still think I'm some kind of star. Shows how hasty dumb you are. If you just say, hey, stick around, I'd tell my group I'm not leaving town. But you don't dream I'd settle down, country boy. Sweet shy country boy. Bye bye, country boy. It's time to pack. I can't look back. Don't come around to say goodbye. You mustn't see a big star cry. But once I'm home in old LA, my heart and mind will be miles away. Wishing you had made me stay, country boy. Sweet shy country boy. Bye bye, country boy. I got a pack, Jack. Don't come around no more, no more, no more, no more. Don't look back, Jack. Don't come around no more. I loved our hot rod moonlight spins, sleepy, roomy country inns, your boyish sins, my worldly ways, happy, laughing picnic days, those lazy, hazy afternoons. You've been a joy, a shiny toy, country boy. Goodbye.
At Birdland on Monday, September 30th, is Amanda Green and Friends. She's a two-time Tony nominee and an incredible singer-songwriter of popular songs. Downstairs at Birdland on Thursday, October 3rd, on her night off from Tootsie, is Julie Halston. Her show's called Judge Julie Presiding. Well, we've been lucky enough to have Julie as a guest several times on our show. Here is a look at one of those performances.
Now, if any of you are Catholic, which I guess maybe there's 3, you may know this. This was a prayer that we were told, remember, as little kids, to say every day. And again, if we didn't, there would be consequences. And of course, if you know it, say it with me. I confess to Almighty God, to Blessed Mary, ever Virgin, to Blessed Michael the Archangel, to Blessed John the Baptist, to the holy apostles Peter and Paul, and to all the saints, that I have sinned exceedingly in thought, word, and deed, through my fault, through my most grievous fault. Therefore, I beseech Blessed Mary, ever Virgin, Blessed Michael the Archangel, Blessed John the Baptist, the holy apostles Peter and Paul, and all the saints, to pray to the Lord our God for me. I was 7! What did I do? I was 7! But again, it was the book that had the biggest influence on me. And it does have illustrations, by the way. You really do need to take a look. And by the way, you can get it on the internet. They're still selling it. I looked it up. Now, this was my absolute favorite entry into the catechism, and I took this to heart. And again, it comes with an illustration. And again, I not only read it, but I studied it, because I knew that if I didn't take this seriously, there would be consequences. And I do think, we live in troubled times, and sometimes you go back to these words of wisdom, and you think, you know what? Maybe they were right. So again, I share this with you. It's an entry called Purgatory is God's hospital. Purgatory is God's hospital for souls, where those who do not love God enough to enter heaven are cured by fire. Only those who love God perfectly can enter heaven. But even many good people die with only a weak love of God. They had more interest in the people on earth than they did in God. They did not love him with their whole heart and soul. They wasted many opportunities to please him. Love is purified, increased, and perfected by suffering. This means not only bodily pain, but pain of all kinds. God sends everyone all the sufferings they need on earth to cleanse, strengthen, and perfect their love. But most people waste their suffering. They don't want to suffer. They complain about suffering. And they try to escape suffering in every manner possible, even by committing sin. Because of this attitude, the fires of their suffering are unable to burn away their selfishness, and they will never be perfect. Then they must go to purgatory, where they will have to suffer much more intensely than if they had just accepted the sufferings of earth. Their love is purified in purgatory, but it does not grow, whereas the suffering of earth, which is when we accept God, will purify your love and make it grow. In purgatory, God's cleansing fires will burn away the soul's selfishness till it becomes perfect and it's ready to fly to heaven. I was 7! The new St. Joseph Baltimore Catechism. I urge you all, Jew and Gentile, to get it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
On October 5th, 12th, and 19th is Eric Comstock at the piano and Sean Smith on bass, joined by special guest Barbara Fasano. Mondays, October 7th and 14th is Anita Gillette in After All, Chapter 3. This is her third show at Birdland. On October 20th, it's singer-songwriter Michelle Browerman bringing her show Love Notes. Every Monday night, upstairs at Birdland at about 9:30 or so, is Jim Caruso's Cast Party with Billy Stritch at the piano. You're not going to want to miss it. It's a variety show where you never know what you're going to get. And as if they're not busy enough, every Sunday night through the end of the year, Jim Caruso and Billy Stritch hold court at Bemelman's Bar. Well, Billy visited us recently, and here is a look at Billy Stritch at the piano.
When your heart turns on, the juice comes a headache. You can lose it in a day. It comes a toothache. See the dentist right away. Comes love, nothing can be done. there's a summons, you can hide behind the door. Comes love, nothing can be done. Comes the measles, you can quarantine the room. Comes a mousy, you can chase it with a broom. Comes love, nothing can be done. That's all, brother. If you've ever been in love, you know, brother, you know what I'm speaking of. Comes a nightmare, you can always stay awake. Comes depression, you can get another break. Comes love, nothing can be done. Nothing can be done. Nothing can be done. Nothing can be done.
At the Cafe Carlisle from October 1st through the 5th is Alexa Ray Joel, the daughter of Billy Joel and Christy Brinkley. She's back again for another visit. On October 8th and 9th is rock icon Buster Poindexter. His shows are always a hoot. Celebrated R&B artist Betty Levette will be back at the club on October 10th, 11th, and 12th. Reeve Carney runs over after 2 shows that he's done of Hadestown and does the most incredible show. I saw one recently. He's a joy. On Thursday, October 10th is Michael Longoria, like they do in the movies. You know Michael from the original cast of Jersey Boys. He now tours with the Midtown Men. At Don't Tell Mama on October 5th and 12th is award-winning vocalist Julie Rayburn. As you know, Halloween's coming up in October, and a great way to celebrate through the month is at Beetlejuice, directed by Alex Timbers with music and lyrics by Eddie Perfect. It stars Alex Brightman and Sophia Ann Caruso. Here is a look at the incredibly fun Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice! It's showtime. Welcome to a show about death. I'm gonna need some help. Hi, I'll be your guide. I'll be your GUIDE to the other side. The whole thing deadly.
Because I myself am strange and unusual.
Daylight come and they want to go. All we wanna do is hear that sound. All we wanna do is hear that sound. Fellas, all we wanna do is hear that sound. 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 That beautiful sound. That beautiful sound. That beautiful sound. That beautiful sound.
Shake, 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 Sonora.
To close our show, Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations. They've just released a CD. The show continues to play to strong, sold-out audiences at the Imperial Theater. It's directed by Des McIntosh, choreographed by Tony Award winner Sergio Trujillo, and written by Dominic Morisseau. It's a stellar cast. You're not going to want to miss Ain't Too Proud.
The New York Times calls it breathtaking, musical dynamite, and the first must-see musical of the season. Entertainment Weekly declares it's a knockout in every sense of the word. Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations, on Broadway.